Okay, I travel a lot. Like a lot for shows. So I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and the cool thing about that is it's relatively central in the US. So I travel a lot in the US and quite a lot internationally, especially back to Australia. And if you've seen like any video of mine, you'll know that I have a lot of pedals and equipment. Most of the time I'm traveling solo. Sometimes I get to travel with my family, sometimes I get to travel with my management, but most of the time I'm either staring at the road or I'm staring at the back of the airline seat right in front of me. So I like to think I've really boiled down ways of traveling with guitar pedals and guitars, especially flying. So for this video, I'd like to focus mostly on fly dates and tips and tricks that you can do when you're flying with equipment. Okay, first things first. My guitar. Now this is a mini guitar, but it is still a guitar just like every other guitar. This is my case. It's a soft case, but it's actually got like full protection on the inside. Plenty of storage. There it is. Plenty of protection on the inside, but on the outside, it's a soft case. Anytime somebody sees a guitar or an instrument in a soft case like that, nobody is gonna throw it around. All that said, I never check my guitar. I always carry my guitar on the airlines. Especially being a miniature guitar, I can always fit it easily in the overhead compartment and people don't usually question it. Moving right along to my guitar pedals. Now, I have a Pelican Air Case 1615. That is a fantastic size for me. I actually built my pedal board specifically to suit the size of that case. There's almost no wiggle room at all, or no wiggle room at all, except for at one end where I'm able to put my quad Cortex and a couple of other pieces of equipment and some cables. But the best thing about that case and with those pedals inside is I've really packed it in there with foam and other small cases that allow it to not move around when it's being transported. The trick here is most airlines allow a bag up to 50 pounds or 23 kilograms. So if your pedal case doesn't weigh that, a really good habit is to pack it with just clothes or towels or a pillow or whatever you need to so there's minimal movement when that lid's closed. The same thing goes for my rack case. I have a little Pelican case. It's super cute. It's actually got blue bits around the outside. I love it so much, but it's a TSA approved carry-on case. It fits perfectly in the overhead compartment. It's very lightweight. Most of my rack equipment is quite lightweight as well. The rack being a carry-on along with my guitar allows me to have my large Pelican case for my pedals, and then my second checked bag is for clothing. It's the best. It's the best to be able to have a full bag just for clothes. What's kind of wild when you're traveling is when you're looking around and everybody else is carrying just one small bag of clothes and you're like, man, I wish I could travel like that. Because most of the time I'm traveling for a performance, for a show somewhere, so I have to bring all of my equipment, and here I am with 3 cases and a guitar. It is what it is. I'm not unhappy about it. If you don't already do this, this should be a game changer for you, especially if you fly a lot. Choose one airline. Just one airline, or at least one main airline, and only fly with them, even if the cost is a little higher than the competitors. The things you should look for when choosing an airline are obviously the regular locations that you visit. For me, for example, I travel all throughout the US, I travel to Australia, UK, and sometimes Europe. So United Airlines actually works perfectly for me because in all of those places, they either have a partner airline or they have a United Airlines station in Australia, for example. The cool thing about that is I've been able to develop points and have now become a platinum member. So every time I fly, I'm allowed 3 full checked bags, and I can also get certain seat upgrades, complimentary upgrades, and extra little perks when I'm traveling. I mean, this year alone, I've had 40 flights. Of those 40 flights, there's been 14 flights that are international long-haul flights. It's kind of insane, but having these little perks really go a long way. All right, this one's a tough one. Damage control and insurance. Obviously, if you don't already do this, a good habit is to have equipment insurance for your beloved goods, right? If you've got a specific guitar or something that's really hard to replace, obviously that's something you should have equipment insurance. So if something was to happen to that, you'd at least get a payout or the ability to try and replace it. Even though in the short term, you're probably going to have to go playing at least one show without having that thing, which is going to be tough. This leads me on to the next point is no matter how many fragile stickers you put on your equipment, things happen. Bad things happen, whether it's somebody being careless at their job or throwing your bag around, or sometimes it's just a pure accident. It happens no matter how crazy you get, no matter how many people you yell at or how many posts you make on social media. It still doesn't change the point that you are out an octave pedal because something happened inside your bag. I had an incident a few years ago that my bag was thrown around a little, which happens to bags, and actually the power adapter on this exact pedal was pushed in and unusable. So I had to go that show without using my octave pedal. So right then and there, I bought a second one, I fixed this one, and so now I have two. And that leads me onto my point of having a B rig. So if something's extremely important to you, and for me, that is a Loopstation, which at the moment is the Headrush Looperboard. I have 3 of them. So I should only ever need one, but if something was to happen to that, then I would need the second one. Because they're currently discontinued, or like they're not going to be discontinued. Because they're discontinued, I wanted to get an extra one just in case. So at the very least, you'll only ever have to go 1 gig possibly without your favorite pedal before you get home, get your other one, and then you're fine. This also helps when you need to get something repaired or replaced or diagnose and troubleshoot a problem. If you have spare pedals, it makes life a whole lot easier. Okay, real talk here. It takes me a lot of time and energy to film this content and edit it. And I would really love it if you guys please subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to grow something here and I need your help. And this is all I have. I don't have a bunch of advertising dollars. I have the simple request that you please like and subscribe this video, share it to anybody that you think would like it, and leave a comment below. Anyway, I'll leave you for the day. Thanks. Cheers. Good luck. Peace out.